Welcome everybody, this is Roots Rock Radio Live. My name is Richard Taylor, as you probably know. I'm going to just adjust something here a second. So this is something new for me. I've just started streaming on Periscope, live streaming from my upstairs studio, which is where I am now. The main studio I have, recording studio, is downstairs. That's where I do a lot of the shows, and I occasionally record bands down there as well. Once we get a few people watching live, I'm going to make an announcement about Roots Rock Radio. So over the years, have you had any favorite bands that you've liked on the show? We have 182 episodes, I believe. Started about 13 years ago, 14 years ago, something like that. I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of CDs over the years. Some of them I just pull a few songs off of, make them digital, and keep the digital copies, because it gets overwhelming trying to catalog that many CDs from bands. I do like getting CDs though. They're much easier to work with. I can always pull a digital copy of a song off of them. Of course, send it to the P.O. Box. Go to rrradio.com and you can mail your CDs there. Right on the main page is the address. It's in Sykesville, Maryland, P.O. Box 346. At some point, I probably will get rid of the P.O. Box because it costs money every year. $100, $150, something like that. And it's not used as often as it used to be because people are sending digital versions of their music. I have a big announcement for Roots Rock Radio. It's a good announcement. The good announcement is last night we reached 1 million downloads of the show. Now I have 2 podcasts that make that total of 1 million. This is Roots Rock Radio is the main one because it's been around for a long time, like 12, 13 years. 1 million downloads. That's incredible. When I first started this show years and years ago, I never even thought about 1 million downloads. It never occurred to me. Hundreds, thousands, even 100,000 was a lot, but last night, about 7 or 8 o'clock, 1 million. Now, I know on the show I've talked about reaching 1 million prior, and that is accurate. I did. But what happened was this 1 million number is on the Libsyn server where the show was broadcast from. And since I've been on Libsyn, it's 1 million. They keep track of all that stuff. It's over 1 million now. Prior to going to Libsyn, back in the early days of Roots Rock Radio, perhaps we were even more popular then, I used to host the files myself. Those files that were downloaded in the early days are not counted toward this 1 million. But this 1 million is an official number for the last, I think, maybe 10 years that Libsyn, the podcast host, keeps track of. It was quite astonishing seeing that 1 million number last night. The other things I wanted to talk about were bands sending in music. When you send in music, do not just send me a link to a website. That I can't use that. What you have to do is either send me your CD or send me a digital download of your music. So one of the things that will keep Roots Rock Radio going, say for 2018, is you guys keep active on the Facebook group. You can go to facebook.com/groups/Roots Rock Radio. That's our Facebook group. Of course, if you're following along on Twitter, it's at Roots Rock Radio. All one word. It is getting harder and harder to find good original roots rock music these days, but it still exists. It absolutely still exists. I need to get CDs from bands, music from bands, and if you guys in the audience, you're the ones that downloaded the show 1 million times, participate in the Facebook group occasionally, make a comment, make a suggestion. If you want music to be on the show, contact the band and have them send me their music. That's the way it works. So you contact the band if you're interested. give them the information about Roots Rock Radio, rrradio.com, of course, and let them know they should send in their CD, address is on the main page, or send me a link to a digital download. We've played some amazing, amazing Roots Rock music over the last 13, 14 years. The anniversary is coming up for Roots Rock Radio in March. That's when we started. Once in a while I got a band that just the name alone made me want to play it. A couple of them are some of my favorite band names. Backyard Tire Fire was one. Love that name. Another one was the Friday Night Preachers. That's another great name. And we had Patty Hearst Shifter. That was another name. In all three cases, the songs on the CD represented some great music, so they were played as well. Did you have any great names that you liked? Any names of bands that you liked? Anyway, we intend to keep going in 2018 with more Roots Rock music. I intend to put up a new show, hopefully in January, a new episode. I do have some music that I want to get out there. But let people know, if you know of a good Roots Rock band, have them send me their music. So how many of you have been original listeners, like from the beginning, first couple years? I know there's one or two out there. Anyway, as long as I keep enjoying doing the show, I'll keep producing it. Once again, you guys can get on the Facebook group, make some comments. You can follow along on Twitter, make some comments. And the big announcement that I wanted to make, in case you missed it, as of last night, 1 million downloads of the show. That's a lot of downloads. Like I said, that's the official number. We're actually well over 1 million. We're probably closer to 2 million at this point, but I don't have those numbers. The official number, 1 million, came last night. Of course, you can go to iTunes, podcast section of iTunes, or any podcast aggregator that you prefer. Just search for Roots Rock Radio, and it'll come right up. This show actually started before Apple had podcasts in iTunes, about 3 months before. It was March. And Apple started podcasts in iTunes the following June. Anyway, I'm having fun here. Thanks for stopping by. I'll stop by every once in a while. I'll do a drop-in live stream every once in a while. Maybe when a show comes up, I'll stop in for 5 minutes. This is Richard Taylor. I'm going to sign off here. I sure appreciate everybody stopping by, and spread the word. rrradio.com, Roots Rock Radio.